Ursula Le Guin was favorite for her innovative imagination novels how tackled questions of sort, racing and the environmental. She affecting generations of authors of Margaret Atwood to Neil Gaiman, and wrote on a boy magician 30-year-up Harry Potter. In her written and in her lifetime, Ursula Le Guin rejected to sightlessly take how the planet is imaginary to job. In lifetime, if thing was inconsistent or unfair, she just solved how things would be various. While I was unborn, down there were in fact just men. Human beings were men. Le Guin, who was unborn in 1929, intended human beings who mattered were men, and how female were as close as unseen. So she solved to give on herself the force how was more than frequently given to men. In How Identical document, Neil Gaiman summarized her up by proverb, she is readily to changing the scenery of yours chief in her ideas and down there's such a force in how. It is how force of, things could be various. In her written, Le Guin created new worlds to show us how things could be various, of the glacier, a sexual community in the leftward brush of dark to the magic, racially various isle installation of Earth-Sea. Such a worlds offer her a area to investigate ideas of which it tool to be humane, in various public institutional arrangement, McCormack told. She was a really policy and social no author, and these gave her figurative spaces in that to investigate various ways in that humane beings can refer to every some. Her own selection would include been sort equivalent, racially equivalent, economically equitable, and personality governing, but how was not on propose. Down there was completely no feeling of creature speak downward to, or several type of specific, or lightly divorced publication for junior readers. These were spelled in a large color of ethics severity and a really strong, controllable, but driving fiction, and a large humaness that never veered in sentiment. As you get older and back to such books and recite several of her some books, I begun to understand some things, and begun to feeling the sluggish burning rage at injustices and a really abrupt and unabated diagnostic of things in the public planet, ever union to the humaness. A Magician of Earth-Sea, on a boy who went to a high school for wizards, was the at first in the episode and was published in 1968. She wrote a future 5 Earth-Sea books, the recent of that came out in 2001. The after books revisited and fixed the installation, in Le Guin take in expense feedback loop of readers in A Terrible Power for Personality Criticism, Meevily told. I don't aware a solitary some author someone's made whatever compared and I discover it endlessly driving. Her impact on after writers is such a how Meevily told she modified the way he sees the planet. He's a type of written house it's so shut to you how he's love glasses. In Man, interview her for the wireless document, the writer was a pleasure, Meevily told. She completely would not conduct behind on her opinions while she didn't believe things were law, he added. She didn't afflict fools happily, but how's not coding for she was hard or disagreeable to be about. She was in total pleasure and stick clever and really fun. Her position to fools can be seen in her answer to a query for commentary to contribute an all-male science-fi compilation. She rejected, signature away, gentlemen, I fair don't own there. She as well didn't conduct behind while speaking on a 2004 mini-series adapt of Earth-Sea, that, amongst some things, done largest of the letter whites. Law down there, they devotee thing really profound in the volume, she told. It was a horrible cinema. But I was type of joyful it was a horrible cinema since it had so slight to do in my volume. Le Guin was frequently sacked as fair a scientific fiction or imagination author, but admirers knew she was lot more than rather than how. Una McCormack told her plant should be deliberate planet-grade publication. I believe he's a actual embarrassment how she was never taking into account the Nobel Award for Publication, McCormack told. Her achieve, her ability, her styling is how nice. Don't push me in yours hell classify, wherever I don't fitting, since I'm all above. My tentacles are up coming out of the classify in all directions. One of her fears, the writer said Meevily on Wireless 4, was how her job and heritage wouldn't recent one day she's lost. Reason do all female writers get neglected very rapidly, she requested. How's a actual concern just of observer which happens to female writers? They go lot more rapid rather than men writers make. So, affirmative, she was a female following all. But she succeeded in growing over all questions of sort and style and provided how the worlds she created will go on to be attended by readers, who may not see things rather the identical way once again while they go behind downward to land.